We live in a bizarre phase of human history. We possess the scientific capacity to split the atom and send rockets into deep space, yet our brains are still running on ancient tribal programming. We hand nuclear launch codes to a species that still settles disputes by destroying its neighbors. Back in 1964, a Soviet astronomer named Nikolai Kardashev realized this tension is universal. He was looking for extraterrestrial life and needed a way to measure how dangerous or advanced an alien civilization might be based on how much energy they consume. He created what we now call the Kardashev Scale. When applied to us, the results are humbling. We don't even make it to a 1. According to theoretical physicist Michio Kaku, humanity currently sits at a solid type 0, around 0.72. We still dig dead plants out of the ground and burn them to power our lives. Kardashev himself warned that the jump from type 0 to type 1 is the most precarious phase any intelligent species will ever face. It's a cosmic bottleneck. We have the technology to trigger total climate collapse or nuclear winter, but we haven't yet developed the collective wisdom to guarantee we won't use it. Surviving this phase means mastering every drop of energy that hits our planet from the sun. Evolving into a Type 1 civilization is the mandatory test we have to pass to prove we deserve to exist long-term. To graduate to a Type 1 civilization, we have to capture every single ray of sunlight, harness the oceans, and take total control over the Earth's weather systems. We have to treat the planet like a programmable machine. If you want it to snow in the Sahara Desert, you would first deploy giant space reflectors to block the sun and cool the regional temperature. Then you'd use advanced cloud seeding, injecting specific compounds into the atmosphere to force moisture to condense into rain or snow on command. This graphic breaks down how we control the wind and rain. There are massive, invisible rivers of water vapor flowing through the sky at all times. To redirect them, engineers are experimenting with firing massive lasers into the sky, which superheats the air and turns it into conductive plasma. That glowing plasma path effectively creates a vacuum. It pushes the normal air aside and leaves an empty tunnel, allowing those heavy atmospheric rivers to slide right in and flow exactly where we direct them. We'll also dictate global wind patterns by warming the upper atmosphere using ionospheric heaters. Down below, we'll expand our living space into the oceans, building underwater cities anchored by self-healing concrete. This material is packed with dormant bacteria that wake up when exposed to seawater, naturally secreting limestone to repair cracks the moment they form. This map displays how localized energy systems will eventually link together into a single global web. Scientists call this concept OSOWOW, one sun, one world, one grid. No matter where the sun is shining or the wind is blowing on Earth, the power generated there flows instantly to wherever it's needed. We are already laying the groundwork for this. Facilities like this geothermal power plant in Iceland are actively drilling into the Earth's crust, using the planet's internal heat to spin turbines and generate massive amounts of electricity today. Turning the planet into a unified engine solves the technical challenges of resource scarcity and climate instability. However, this level of planetary engineering requires a global coordination that our species has never seen, creating the pressure needed to finally outgrow the tribalism that makes Type 0 so dangerous. But even a perfectly engineered Earth is still just one target floating in space. A stray asteroid could wipe out all our hard work in a matter of hours. To secure our existence permanently, we have to expand across the solar system, and that requires the staggering energy output of a Type 2 civilization. In 1960, physicist Freeman Dyson proposed the ultimate solution, the Dyson sphere. The idea is to build a hyper-dense swarm of millions of solar-collecting satellites and wrap them entirely around our sun, catching almost all of its raw energy and beaming it back to our colonies. There is a severe engineering problem here. If we stripped every ounce of iron and steel from the Earth's crust, we wouldn't have anywhere near enough raw material to build a structure large enough to encapsulate a star. To get the materials, we will have to launch von Neumann probes. These are autonomous, self-replicating robots. You land a few of them on a metal-rich rock, and they use the local materials to build copies of themselves, growing their workforce exponentially without any human intervention. Their specific target will be Mercury. It's packed with heavy metals and sits closest to the sun. The swarm will strip mine the crust, convert the mass into solar panels, and launch them straight into orbit. Securing our long-term survival in the cosmos ultimately means we will have to literally dismantle our neighboring planets to build the infrastructure that keeps us alive. With a star's worth of energy, the scale opens up. Type 3 civilizations harvest the energy of entire galaxies. Type 4 manipulates the fabric of the universe itself. And Type 5 breaks into the multiverse, traversing realities. But let's bring it back down to Earth. What happens to the average person living under a Type 1 sky, where energy, food, and clean water are infinitely abundant? When a society reaches post-scarcity, human labor as we know it vanishes. With machines handling all physical and computational tasks, our role shifts entirely. We will spend our time exploring abstract concepts, philosophy, and helping hyper-advanced AI process human emotions and complex moral decisions. The Kardashev Scale is ultimately a mirror. We possess the blueprints to become architects of our solar system, yet we remain stalled by the same societal frictions that have governed us for millennia. Our insatiable demand for energy will force us to re-engineer our reality. We are left with a single brutal choice: unite to build this future together, or let our primitive instincts tear us apart before we ever escape Type 0.